Hello, my friends. In today's video, we are talking all about hero arts, and I have a quick and easy, impactful card that we're going to be creating today that's perfect for beginners and die cutters. So before we get into that, I just wanted to share some samples I've already created. This is my first one here, and this is using the collection Packed with Love. Now, I only have a couple items from this collection, so if you want to check out the full collection, it will be on the Hero Arts website, and those links are always linked for you down below. So in my card here, I've used these really cool waves along with glitter paper. Then I used an older cloud die from my stash, and I added that on top. The waves and the sailboat and the fish and the sentiment are all from the release from today. And I've inked this background here just lightly, just so it does not compete with all of this down here. And I love my little fishies. And the sentiment reads, "Things will get better." And this is going to a special friend of mine that's been having some hard times lately. I thought this might cheer her up with all this glitter here. So that's my first card. And like I said, I've used this Making Waves die set, which comes with 3 wave dies. And I've also used this set here, which is called Big Mouth Sardine Tin. And it actually has a BetterPress set that coordinates with it. And you can create an actual sardine tin. And it has BetterPress plates to use for sentiments and decor. But I just used the fish and the boat. I also used the dies here, which are these 2 dies here, in my other cards, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. So these are supposed to be used for the tin that creates this tin. And then this is your tin piece to create the actual box. But this is what I used as my focal point in my other cards with the other collection. So just wanted to point that out to you because I thought it was really kind of neat the way I was able to pull those 2 together. So that's one of the collections. This collection here is focused all around this major die called Wavy Lines. Now, I love this. This is so impactful. This is what we're using today. And I've got a few different samples to share with you on this one. But this is called the Wavy Lines. It is a cover plate, and so it's your full A2 panel. It cuts all of them out at one time, so you can decide if you want to cut them all out with white and then ink them, if you want to use pattern papers, if you want to use specialty papers like I have in today's video, or if you just want to use different colors cardstock. You could do a rainbow. That would be really pretty. So many things you can do here. Now, I tried die cutting this 2 different ways. The first way, I thought I would be stingy, and I would use my pieces of paper. I would cut scraps down and use it here, and then cut this piece, and cut this piece, and cut this piece. And I was using my specialty paper from Your Paper Insider Box 14, which just went live, and I thought I was saving paper. Well, let me tell you. It's better to just cut this out from all the different sheets that you want to use in this card. And let me show you why. When I did the fussy cutting, I only got this one card. And check this card out. This one is not going to photograph well because of all the specialty cards. It's hard to get it. But in this video, you'll be able to see all the pretty cards, the cardstock. These are all from Your Paper Insider, the hologram, the purples, the blues. These are shimmers, these are foils, and then your holographic. And here's that die I was talking about. And then You're Really Brave. Yes, you can. You're really brave. I thought that was an excellent sentiment, and that sentiment set is coming up here in just a second. But when I did it the fussy cut way, I only got this one card, and I wasted a lot of paper. Let me tell you, learn by my mistakes. Do not do it that way. Grab your die, cut it out numerous times out of the colors that you want, and then you're going to have enough to make a whole bunch of different backgrounds. Now these are just two. I actually have another one here. I don't think I have completely finished this one here because I need to cut out the little O. I lost the little O piece, the inside of the O. But here's another one. This is all from the same papers. Okay, so this is a die that keeps on giving. And we're going to make a fourth one in today's video using these same papers, and it's going to look completely different. It's going to kind of look like this one, but we're doing it differently. And as you can see here, I'm using this sentiment differently as well. Here, I've used the actual cutout inside these dies. I actually use this die here. And I cut out the sentiment that goes with this die set inside that and was able to do this look here and just put a piece of specialty card underneath it. So that's one way you can do it. This one is the way I believe it was intended. You have your regular piece of paper, your layered up sentiments right on top, your letters right on top. And then this one here, I kind of did both. I used that piece and then I put just the pieces in top instead of just covering up the background like I did here. I used those same dies, cut out the sentiments, and then inlaid the extra little pieces. So let me show you that yes you can die, because this die is pretty magical. It has a smaller yes you can and a larger yes you can, so you can shadow it. And that makes for this really, really awesome look. This one is better because I've got the center of my O, but it gives you this awesome look with the shadow behind it, and all of your letters are just perfect. And if you want to line them up really easily, you can die cut this and use the piece you cut it out of as your placement. Now, I end up using those in my projects here and here, so we're going to just wing it today, and we'll do it by eye, which is actually how I did this one. So it'll all work out. So this one here is called Yes You Can. So these two here to me are winner, winner, winner. They are probably my favorite, and I love the sentiment that goes with them as well. Let me put this on some paper so you can see it better. This does come with a stamp and a die, or if you just like the stamp set, you can just get the stamp set. So things will get better. What if it all goes right? You're really brave. We all started somewhere. What's the best that could happen? You know, it's always, what's the worst could happen? Why not turn that around? What's the best that could happen? You're like the best thing ever. You will be okay. Take a deep breath and keep moving forward. So here I added the you're really brave. Here I put the keep moving forward. Such great motivational sentiments. And what's the best that could happen? So all of those plus today's card coming from the same set of cardstocks. Those are the dies. Everything here gets cut out with dies. Do I have it listed here? Yes, we all started somewhere. Love it. It's 17 clear stamps and 17 dies. So I will have all of this in my visual supply list down below. But for now, let's get into the making, because that is the fun part. I know you guys like seeing the samples too, but I want to make. Let's create together. Here are all of our pieces, our base piece of A2 cardstock. Now, I'm going to start this. This piece is easy because it has that right angled corner. And I've kind of got a method to my madness here with my color combos. I believe that one goes there. I've done this a few times, so I kind of know where they're going. But I just want to lay them out so I don't mess it up for myself, because it can happen. We all know it can happen. So I've got a little color combo going on here where we're going gold, yellow, pink, 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 gold, yellow, pink, pink, pink. And that is what our card is going to look like. So I'm going to grab my glue press. Now with the one where I had the foil, with this one right here, I went ahead and used this adhesive because when you are attaching foil card, if you use the liquid glue, a lot of times you can see the lines of your liquid glue behind your foil card. So I did use the tape runner from scrapbook.com on the placement of this one. I will go ahead and use the glue press though for this one here. So I'm just gonna kind of slide these up here and start in the bottom right or left hand corner. And I do use a liberal amount of glue here because I want to make sure everything is covered. And I'm going to go straight down into this right angle corner and line it up with my edges, the corner edges. Now remember, this is an A2 piece of paper here. And then we'll just go piece by piece and we'll get all of these layered. It's super easy card, but it is just so impactful when you're done with it. Now, I did realize while doing these that sometimes you get off course a little bit, and that's okay because you can trim up the edges at the end. And I'll show you that as well if we need to. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But if you do, it's okay. Just make it work for you. I just trim my card base down and make it happen. See, like here, this piece is going over this edge right here. So I know that one is going to have to be trimmed by the time we're done. But you see how quick and easy this is? And when you're cutting out all of these panels, you just cut a tad larger than your A2. Then lay your A2 die on top and run it through your die cut machine. And then you will be on your way. And it's really quick because you just run it through one time instead of all that fidgeting like I was doing with all of the scraps I was trying to pull off. And it wasn't even scraps. That's what broke my heart, is I was actually cutting down pieces of the full cardstock from Your Paper Insider. Those things are gold. They're so good. Those papers are so good, especially this month. And I was messing them up left and right. So don't do what I did. Save your paper and make more cards. That's what I think you should do. Because this die is definitely a keeper. It's one that is super easy to use and it's just so much fun to figure out the colors you want to use it in. Now, this Your Paper Insider box is just releasing right now. I actually had an unboxing of the entire thing yesterday on my channel. So if you missed that, make sure you go back to it if you want to check it out closer. You'll be able to see all of the paper in it. And Your Paper Insider is a little treat you can give yourself every quarter. So it's every 3 months. It can come to your house and be a surprise. And we all deserve little crafty surprises, don't you think? So I am going to have to trim this down here because that should be up there in the corner. But that's okay. We will make it work. We'll make it work. I'm doing this really fast for you guys, so if it's off, it's off. The little piece of extra there. And that's probably why, because I'm going super fast. It's still looking gorgeous. Look how pretty. So pretty. So pretty. Love it. Okay, we'll do this one right here. Okay. And make sure those edges are pretty good. Butt it up against each other there. And then we'll get this last little piece, and I just want a whole bunch of this gold. So they are amazing. All right, so let me let that dry because I don't want to put that wet glue through my die cut machine. And let me show you how this die worked. And now this is from the first collection with the fish and all of that. And when the two dies cut out, they cut out looking like this. So I'm just going to take some of my tape here. This is low tack tape. And I'm going to place this around here, and we'll turn it over. And I'm just going to tape these two frames together, just to make my life a little easier when it comes to gluing. Just like to show you little tricks of the trade. I try to give you as many hints and tips as I can think of while I'm making these videos for you. Some of them I'm sure you already know. Some of them I hope you pick up along the way. I always want to make your time here with me worth your time. I'm just going to make sure I caught that. And I accidentally went over the edge there, so I'm just going to cut that little bit of tape off right there. Easy peasy. Okay. So now I have already pre-glued the letters. I've already pre-glued these letters so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me do it. And I can just put these in here like so. Yes. Don't they fit perfectly? I just love this, combining these two sets. And of course, use a die in your stash when you're doing this. All of you will have a die in your stash that you could totally do this with. Just, you know, some sort of frame die. I just use this because I had it on my desk. But you could totally jazz this up with any type of frame die here and make this your own. I mean, if the sardines are not for you, you don't have any masculine cards you need to make for fishermen, then by all means, grab your stash. Do the same type of thing. There's no right or wrong on how to craft. Look at that. Isn't that great? So I'm going to start, and I'm going to start with the E in the center, since I'm doing this without assistance, without a roadmap. So I'm going to put this one right, I'm just eyeballing it here in the center. Move my little ones around here and just see where how that looks. Might want to nudge it over just a little. And actually you can use the glass mat as your guide if you want to. Then I'll put the other two around it. I'm going to look at it just a second. Make sure we're not going crazy wampus on us. Okay. Now I think I'm going to go with the O and the A. We'll get our placement here. We'll put the A down first. All right. All right, get this end put on here, and I've got those a little close together, but we'll make it work. That end's a little fatter than the other letters. So that A should have been over that way just a little bit more, but it's too late now. Yes, you can. So that's going to be on there like so. Whoops. Like so. There you go. It's a little close. But this is just for explanation purposes. So let's see, I'm going to turn this over and make sure I've got this all. See how much I'm taking off here. Okay, that is good. Actually, I'm going to do this one next. Okay, now I've got a right corner. So now I can slide this here and see where we're going to be at. And sometimes I just take a little bit off my A2. It looks like I'm getting a 1/16 of an inch off in both directions. There we go. Is that not gorgeous? Love, love, love that. Then you're going to put this right up on there, like so. Love, love, love. All right, so what I did here is I just put some 3D foam, and these are my 1mm foam squares. I use these more and more because they go through the mail better. Unless I need, for some reason, I need a little extra height because I'm using 2. And then there is going to be my card. See that? Now, I'm not going to hook it down because I think I want to fix this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so that it looks better. But the C and the A, or the A and the N, are too close for me. But that's because this A should have been over just a little bit. If I would have moved this a little and moved that a little, but I was going this way. And the best bet to do this is to actually cut out the die. And I'll show you. Take this and cut out one of these. And if you're looking at, if you have both sizes here, then you'll use this one. And you'll cut that out of a piece of paper. And you can use it the same size as this. You see how perfect that fits in that frame? But you can cut this out of a piece of paper. And I actually put it right inside the oval itself when I die cut. I actually did it like this when I die cut. See how perfect that is? It fits right down in there. And I die cut that out. And then I die cut one of these out for my white piece. That's the inner layer. Then, okay guys, I am back and I'm going to show you exactly what I was talking about. I went ahead and ripped these off. And I'm going to go ahead and just get any of this extra little paper that's here. I'm going to show you how to fix this mistake because we all make them, right? All right, so just getting that in any little extra paper that was left over. Okay, so I cut an extra one of these out from this die right here. And we're going to just put it over top here. Right like that to fix our issue. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do the lettering. So this lettering is what I was talking about. This piece right here, I cut by putting this on my die cut machine. Whoops. And this die right inside, like so. That is how I got this map, my road map here. So if you've got this on your piece, then you can just glue these in place and it should look a lot better. So let's go ahead and do that. They're going to fit right down in there. Going to make sure you don't glue the actual black cardstock because you want to be able to lift this up when you're done. But this is just going to give you that roadmap on how to line everything up. Okay. The S does only go one way. Little piece of paper on the back of that there. The S and the N, I believe, are both one-wayed letters. They only go one way or the other. Still make sure we can lift this. That S is a little glued on, so let me just nudge it a little bit. There we go. Luckily, I was able to pull these off, and I did not have to make all of these again, because that would have hurt my heart if I would have had to die cut into more of my beautiful paper from Your Paper Insider to do this. Okay, I'm just going to check again, make sure I can still pull that up. Perfect. C. A. It's just like a puzzle. Yes, you can. Da 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 da. There you go. Now you can just take this. Get a good amount of glue on here because we are going over that other little piece that's rough. So I want to make sure this gets in all those fibers and does not come off. And then I'm going to place this right over top here. And as long as you've used a good amount of glue and you line this up really, really well, no one will ever be the wiser. All right, now we'll just finish this up. I had to do y'all right and make sure y'all could understand what I was trying to explain. So I hope I didn't lose all of you. I hope some of you stuck around and got to see this portion of the video. I know a lot of people do not stay until the end, but hopefully someone did, and they can enjoy the little added extra. Yes, you can. There we go. So I'm going to put here all of the cards so you can see them all laid out. I thoroughly enjoyed doing these cards. They were so much fun with all the colors that I was able to do in all of these papers that I got to play with. Love them so much. And they're so fun and they're quick and easy. And like I said, these and this one all came from the same groups of papers. So let me know which one's your favorite. If you are made it this far, leave me a comment below and let me know which one is your favorite. I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye-bye for now.